we didn't even put the blimp with the warden at all, or the army for that case. We started with the blimp, which is insane. Nobody ever starts with a blimp. Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Columbus. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at this army once again, and that is for one very specific reason. But also, before we get into that, I want to tell you guys that I am doing the Gold Pass giveaway right now. If you want to be entered, you just got to leave a comment on this video or the next video or the last video. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm only choosing subscribers, and you got to like the video. And that's all you got to do. I'm going to be announcing the winners throughout the week. So, yeah, good luck to everybody. But the reason I'm using this attack again and showing you this again is because of the Eternal Tome Nerf. That's kind of a tongue twister. Eternal Tome Nerf coming up in the next update. And everybody was saying, oh, it's not going to be nearly as good. It's not going to be good anymore. I'm going to disagree with you. I think it's still going to be good. And I'm going to try to test it out in today's video by, if you don't know, the new rule with it is if you have troops in your Eternal Tome, they will stay invincible, right? And once they go outside of the tome, then they will only be invincible for 1 second after they leave. But if they re-enter the tome again, they'll be invincible again. I think it's a pretty hefty nerf, especially for the blimp. But even in my testing of dropping the blimp like a second after it leaves the tome, it's still not that bad. All you have to do is time it properly. You just have to release the blimp a little bit later instead of just spamming it all at once. It's still going to be good for spam attacks. I'm going to show you a replay. I've been practicing a lot here. As you can see, the last 3 are with the Eternal Tome, and all the others were from the Furnace video. So let's go ahead and show you one of those replays where I basically just release it later. All right, here we go. So this base I like to practice on. You've seen it before. We're only able to get 1 air defense and 1 sweeper out of there. Just like before, you're going to be trying to get your air defenses out, your sweepers out, everything you can, and you're still going to spam everybody on 1 tile. It's still going to be good, but we're waiting a while for the blimp. We're going to wait until we know that he's going to be moving further into the base and that we can drop it after a second it leaves. So here we go. It just left, and then I just drop it right there before it even reaches the town hall. That was about a second, maybe a second and a half, and it's still going to do some crazy damage. Obviously, there's a tornado trap there that we got caught up on, and we still haven't even deployed our champion. We're going to deploy her on the bottom, but I'm going to speed up this 2x speed, and as you can see, we still have tons of troops left. That blimp was still very effective. I don't think it's nerfed that badly. Like, obviously it's not nice when it gets nerfed, but you know, I still think it's going to be very strong, very powerful, this attack especially. I have played around with Mass Dragon Riders. I think they're really fun, but I don't like how they don't go for like the minion prints here, for example, or the cleanup buildings, because sometimes they leave a building all the way over there and then you have to go all the way back. But look at that, we still have a bunch of dragons up and all of our pets, and we still did it while we dropped the blimp a second after he left the tome. So let's try it in Legends League. I'm going to try to do it just like that and drop it as soon as we leave the tome, and then just make sure you only have your Super Yeti in there. So let's try it out, see what we can do with it, if it will do what we say it will do. So take a look at where the air defenses are, where the sweepers are. Obviously, I'm going to want to come in from the town hall side because the sweepers are pointed that way. And yeah, so maybe we will, maybe we won't. We'll see, because I do think it's a trap. I've got a feeling that it is a trap, but it could not be. We'll see. I'm going to aim there, take out 2 air defenses just like that. We got a Tesla that popped up. We're going to put everybody on this 1 tile right there, make them all go right. And then we're just going to hold off on the blimp for a sec. We're just going to keep holding, keep holding. We might not even put it with the army, because I think we don't even need to, really. Yeah, I'm just going to put it up here. And then I will do the warden ability. And then we are going to clone all the way down to that monolith. And that's going to take out that whole area. Should be able to funnel those dragons back into the center like we want them to be. Nice, they're going back in. They're getting caught up on those ice golems a little bit, but that's okay. They're going to take out all of that. Where's my minion prince? He's up there. Once he turns, boom, let's activate that. That's really good. I can still hold on to my champion for a little longer. I think I'm going to try to use her to take out this middle compartment still with that multi-gear cannon, the Inferno Tower, the Fire Spitter, all that stuff. And then she'll be gone. But I don't like that all of these skeletons came out. We just wasted 5 rocket spears. Amazing. 5 whole rocket spears were wasted on those skeletons, which you absolutely never want to see. And that's one reason why the boots are so good, is because they take care of those skeletons. But we want that ricochet shield. Is that the right word? Ricochet shield? We want that ricochet shield on there, as well as the spear. Any trick Teslas? No, but we do have a dark elixir storage right there, just chilling. We just gotta get through that scatter shot, really, and then we're in the clear. We still have 3 dragons. We still have a phoenix and some boogers up with Sneezy and the warden. I think we'll be okay. That builder's hut is occupied with the phoenix. Phoenix has so much health, it's kind of crazy. And there it goes. There goes that scatter shot. We are finished with this battle. And like that, we didn't even put the blimp in the Eternal Tome, and it still worked out. So we'll do another 1 or 2 attacks, I think, just to show you that you don't always need to put your blimp with your warden, right? You can put it in another compartment to help funnel your troops. You can put it later on in the battle to, I don't know, help out later on, I guess. But it doesn't always have to be, you know, set in stone what you do with your blimp. There are also other cases where you could put in like a siege barracks if you wanted to help funnel your troops. You don't always have to do the blimp and the quad clone. You can do a stone slammer. You could do a blimp in the corner. Whatever. We're going to try out a few different ones and see if they all work with this army. So I don't think we need to worry. Alright, here we go once again. And just like that, it's basically the same style base where the town hall is on the outside. We can just blimp without the warden, and then we could put our army somewhere else. And I think that is probably what we're going to do. But it's a matter of where do we put our army. I think we could probably even start with the blimp and then choose where we want to go based on the damage that it does. I'm just really hoping there's no tornado trap, which I'm positive there will be somewhere. So we're just going to clone upwards there. They're going to take out that town hall. There we go. Little electromites doing their work. Taking out those buildings. Love to see it. I'm going to put 1 dragon there so we don't time fail. And then I'm going to shoot my arrow up on this. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to put that there because I need my queen. There we go, to point that way. Awesome. Sweet, that was a little scary, but we're okay. We're doing fine. Dragon's still doing fine over there. Now I can hold off on my warden ability for quite a while, actually. And then I'm probably going to use it when... There we go, let's use Minion Prince on all of that stuff. I'm going to use my warden ability now, just because they're in that poison, and right here, this would be an advantage for the queen, because she would be invincible as well, just because she walked into the ability, but she's not at the moment, and that is okay. We are still doing great. We still have a lot of troops up in the middle. I'm worried about that Fire Spitter and that single Inferno, as they're stuck on that tornado trap, but my champion is doing good work. Going to take out that other air defense on that side up there. Single target goes down. Fire Spitter is going down in 2 seconds here. All gone. Minion Prince still has the Phoenix available, and the Queen is full health. Champion is half health. Going invisible once again. That's very nice. That's another 3 stars. Super easy. 1 minute 20 seconds left, and we didn't even put the blimp with the warden at all, or the army for that case. We started with the blimp, which is insane. Nobody ever starts with a blimp. So, like I'm saying, guys, I don't think you're going to need to worry too much. You're not going to have to change up your armies like an insane amount. Just use what you're comfortable with and you'll be fine. Let's do one more, if I even have another attack in the day. Okay, I do, and this is my last attack. Invis core, so I'm going to shoot off my arrow. We do want the blimp in that core. That's something we definitely want this time around. And I think I can take out this bottom air defense and that top air defense and that sweeper. So what's the angle that I need to come in from, though? I think from this army camp, if I go from here, yes, perfect. Everybody left. Amazing. And we're gonna hold off on the blimp. I almost put it in right away. I'm gonna hold off for a bit. And then I'm gonna put it in now as he's gonna move towards that center, hopefully. Alright, let's activate it. Count to 1, 1. Alright. We are not gonna clone the Yetis, which is unfortunate. There we go. We'll see. Let's do Minion Prince ability. I think that's gonna be probably the best use of it. We completely whiffed on the cloning, but we are gonna take out this Town Hall with the Minion Prince, which is very good for us. Hopefully he can take out the rest of that core with the Phoenix, but we'll see. We will see what he gets done. Let's see. I need to put in my champion somewhere that's gonna help out. I think if we put her here, she'll go for the core, and that'll be very nice. Ideally, take it all out, but we'll see what happens. Fox go invisible again. Awesome. Core's gone. That's what we like to see. We completely messed up that Yeti blimp, but maybe we'll be okay. Maybe we'll get a high percentage at least. And maybe we honestly could have started with it if we had put it up here and then it died and we cloned. Like, even if it died right on this tile, we could have cloned upwards into that core and it would have been fine. I think that would have been better, is to start with the blimp, honestly, so that we wouldn't have mistakenly cloned up those dragons. Because I think that was the main issue that we had there, was cloning the dragons instead of the Yetis. A little bit of a mess up, but, you know, I'm not too worried about it. We live and we learn. We're going to still end with 80%, which is still pretty good. But obviously we want that 100. So next time we got to start with the blimp, and I think that's going to be the best way to go about it. Just find a high value compartment, start with that blimp. I'm going to end the battle there, and that's it. So like I said, obviously we got a loss, one loss in there at the very end, but the rest were 3 stars with ease. You don't really have to worry too much about the Eternal Tome nerf. You're just going to have to adjust the way you play with your reflexes, with like putting down the blimp immediately. So don't worry too much about it. It's still going to be fun. It's still going to be a very important piece of equipment. I think they're probably going to release, I don't know, some new epic equipment because they probably want some more money or something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what that is. I do think the Lava Hound puppet is going to be really good with it, because that was the biggest weakness with the Lava Hound puppet. Let's see if I can show you. Was that as you spawn it, if you had the Eternal Tome would pop first, and then the Lava Hound puppet would be vulnerable for as long as he's in there. And I actually don't know what would happen if I don't know. Like, you can do a Warden walk with the Eternal Tome and the Lava Hound puppet or something, and then they would be invincible. I don't know. It's in my head, and I want to know if it will work, but I don't really know. So that's it for today's video. Anti-stress. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.